The transition to virtual classrooms and techniques for self-study. The COVID-19 pandemic is swiftly changing the landscape of higher education in South Africa, with many universities commencing online courses and others planning to do so in the coming weeks. In response, students will have to develop skills to address the online transition while dealing with the underlying anxiety of lockdown and practical challenges. This article aims to address the transition and the tangible difficulties South African students are facing. In addition, self-study tips are provided to assist students during this period. South African universities have been proactive in taking steps to develop online courses, which will mitigate the effects of the COVID-19 outbreak. The University of Witwatersrand, the University of Johannesburg, and the University of Cape Town have indicated that semester 1 will recommence on the 20th of April and will be completed via online methods. These initiatives will significantly change the definition of a classroom. Despite these commendable efforts, the voices of the underprivileged remain unheard. As a result of the lockdown, students were required to vacate their residences, leaving behind resources such as Wi-Fi, libraries, and computer labs. Many returned to their homes where their basic needs for food, shelter, and security are not met. Students are now faced with the additional pressure of accessing online learning platforms. A lack of basic infrastructure, such as a computer, mobile devices, or internet connection, is a primary concern. Universities have reported that students are still awaiting their free laptops from various funding schemes. According to Ahmed Bava, Chief Executive Officer of Universities South Africa, negotiations were underway with mobile companies to ensure that students have free access to university portals and university-designated sites. Please see the guide below outlining free services available for students. Despite these considerations, network connectivity in the rural regions of South Africa are often minimal or non-existent. Spatial considerations present a second concern. A lack of available space and the presence of others at home make it difficult to complete online lessons, whether synchronous or asynchronous. In the long term, stakeholders need to factor these into the solution and bridge the digital divide in higher education. All is not lost. Online teaching and learning presents an opportunity to salvage precious time and to ensure that the 2020 school year continues. Below are a few tips to assist students to prepare for this transition. Dealing with uncertainty often causes anxiety. You can reduce this anxiety by focusing on the things in your environment which you can control. If possible, organize your space to accommodate your work. Video conferencing requires a space with minimal distractions. Often, this is not feasible, and you may have to resort to using earphones and switching off your mic during the call. Schedule all your classes and assignments on a Google Calendar and prioritize important tasks. Frustrations may run high while trying to learn about the new platforms and configure your devices accordingly. Allow for a challenging transition in which the content, delivery, and time constraints need to be adjusted. Discuss the concerns you have regarding online learning with a lecturer or peers who are well versed in the various online platforms. A large part of online learning requires self-studying large volumes of material. Consider the following tips to structure your study sessions. Manage your time. Manage your time effectively by identifying what is required from you, setting goals for your projects, and a timetable in which to systematically complete them. Align your timetable with the university schedule, which indicates when they will be releasing content. Get in the study zone. Schedule study blocks of at least an hour and take regular breaks to rehydrate yourself and rejuvenate. Minimize distractions in your environment by finding a private, quiet place to work in. If this is not realistic, make use of earphones to mute the noise. If you work well with music, select light music without words or distracting beats. Check whether you have been actively engaged with the content by testing yourself after each section or creating practical examples. It is also important to take notes, especially if lectures are recorded. It keeps you engaged and helps you to remember. Online resources. Learn to navigate the online content available from your university. Familiarize yourself with the necessary requirements for assignments. Find out how to use your institution's online library and journal access tools. Orientate yourself to the guidelines made available to students on the university website. CISA Student Division members have access to free journals on the CISA website. Organize your digital classroom. If you are mainly working on your computer, organize all the files and resources with the structure in a designated space. Bookmark the websites you use and organize them into relevant subfolders. Explore the web. Supplement your studies with educational channels on YouTube and online institutions such as Crash Course and Khan Academy. These can help to provide you with practical examples and to revise basic concepts. Connect with peers. Online learning may feel cold and isolating. Connect with fellow students through Facebook pages, WhatsApp groups, or Telegram channels. If these don't exist yet, figure out how to start one and post it on official notice boards and social media accounts. Remember etiquette and always remain polite when engaging online. You will be amazed at the wisdom other students pass on. Stay inspired and motivated. Remember the end goal and what you are going to achieve upon completion of your studies. Do not be shy to ask for help or support. We are all in this together. Resources for students to ease the transition to online studies. Telcom provides an extensive list of institutions of higher learning that can be accessed for free on their network, and MTN is set to reduce their bundle prices for a limited list of zero-rated sites, mostly for basic education and official COVID-19 channels. Cell-C is set to release further details of their Lifeline packages set to include free data and access to public benefit organizations, along with their free basic service already in effect. Keep an eye out for notifications from your network operator to see what they are offering in the weeks to come. Some institutions of higher learning have negotiated with mobile operators directly. Click on the linked university names below to see what some universities offer. If your institution is not on the list, check their website to see how they have approached this transition or will start to deal with the transition after the lockdown.